Welcome back to In the Gym with Jim. I'm very excited to be here. I've been thinking about this topic for a little while now, and I'm just really excited to share it. So, before I go into the conversation I want to have with y'all, I want to play a clip. I'm going to show the clip here. It's a pastor talking to Cam Newton. You know,
Salute you for
Yes,
being
sir.
transparent. Everyone can talk about why didn't he jump on the ball? Why didn't now one thing you say is what your analogy you were saying, what I can't relate to
Yeah.
is being in Super Bowl 50, right?
Yes, sir.
Beast quarterback. You were my son's top dog.
Yes, sir.
Everyone was pulling for y'all to win. That I knew in my sphere of influence. I ain't never been in that position. Millions of people watching. Ball gets knocked out of my hand. Just that moment of hesitation. Like I teach in fighting, self-defense. Guy has a knife. This moment of this will get you killed. You gotta respond. In that moment, because I watched it again. Hearing the commentators like, now that's applicable. You put them in that situation, that's different. That's high pressure. But I share all of that to say, brother, every man, this is a good analogy, has the ball knocked out of their hands sometime, and we hesitate to dive on it. In life, that could be you get like for me, I use myself for example. I got my wife now, Nicole, pregnant out of wedlock. Very.
so I saw this clip sometime, I don't know, this week, maybe last week. I don't really remember, but it stuck with me. And the reason why the clip stuck with me, because as the pastor mentioned, there's always a time when the ball is knocked out of your hands. I'm gonna say it again because I'm gonna tie it in. I just trust me. There's always a time when the ball is knocked out of your hands, and I mean we've all been there. And I can put it to my regular life, but I'm gonna give you all a quick story. So I was at the CBL League. Shout out to CBL League. Shout out my guys over there. And I was watching my dog play in his finals game. And at the end of the game, I was limping around because I hurt my knee, and I was talking to a couple of the homies, and one of them, I asked him what he's been doing, like what he's been up to. He used to work with a specific sports program. He's no longer with them. He said, "No, yeah, I'm no longer with these guys, man. I'm on EI. I'm coaching, whatever. I'm trying to figure out life, like just trying to kind of make it all work." And he's like, "Yo, to be honest, like I'm in this position where I'm trying to figure out should I, move back here with my parents to save money till I find the job that I really want right now because I've been applying and it's rough, or do I just like tough it out because I approve? Sorry, I am into the privacy and I really want, to be on my own. Like I prefer it that way. I have my girl, I have my things. Like this is what I want to do." And I immediately said, "I'm like, bro, if I could do it over again, um, when the ball got knocked out of my hands, I would have punted a lot of this stuff, man. I really would have, because even though life worked out for me after some time, and it's still working out, and I'm very thankful and gracious for all the opportunities I've been given and being able to be in the position I'm in today. But I oftentimes think back on like if I had pivoted right away and I didn't wait, because I am Mr. Nah, it's gonna work out. I'm gonna figure it out one way or another. Because I am, and I'm proving that today. But like, if I didn't wait and I had pivoted, a month after maybe, like, and I didn't attempt to, fight through it by getting off of all the things, quote unquote, prized possessions I really wanted to keep and I regret giving up today. You know what I mean? Like, if I had just done the things necessary when that ball got out of my hands earlier and not hit the panic button, like I gotta figure something out. Bro, to be honest with you guys, I did school twice. I'll be like, what's that mean? No, I legit did school twice. So I signed up for cybersecurity and I did cybersecurity, and then I also did HR. I finished my HR. I didn't finish my cybersecurity because how can you go to school twice? You see what I'm saying? Like I was thinking, if I finish at least one of these, I'll be able to get into a field and move forward and kind of do what I want to do. Neither brought me any joy. All they did was actually add more financial strain onto what I had to do and take away from the times of things that I really wanted to do because I had to be present in both of these classes. I'm learning both of these things. Like I hit the panic button and I went into survival mode. I got to figure it out. So I got to get rid of everything, which again, I probably would have happened regardless. You know what I mean? But but did it have to? Is the things that I think about, and that's why that video spoke to me so like loudly, bro. I think about that video so often because the pastor goes on to talk about whatever his faith and having a kid out of wedlock and et cetera, whatever that may be. But I tied in to say that those moments when you feel like, you know, the ball knocked out of your hand and you have to make a decision on whatever that could be. Maybe it's taking a leap and starting, you know, a new job, or going back to school because you had a kid and you couldn't go to school at that time, or starting that business, or bro, setting up the camera with a microphone in your in your parents' basement to start this series. Like whatever it is, like that these are the things that today I hold so much value in. And do I wish I could have done things differently? I mean, you know, hindsight being 2020, probably. Maybe I would have started a little bit early. Maybe I would have pivoted a little bit earlier. But maybe I would never learn the things I had to learn. Like maybe I would never been able to be the person I am, and be the friend I am today, and be the partner that I am today if I didn't go through all that, all that I had to go through for a year and a half of my life. You know what I mean? Like if we can't enjoy all the fruits of our labor after all the struggle that we put in, then like what's the point? But sometimes looking back on it, you always think like I probably could have circumvented some of this stuff just by doing it. And then I think back even further, if I had, you know, taken certain steps, you know, asked for help earlier, because that's something I didn't do. And I know a lot of people, I have a lot of friends personally that I talk to on a day-to-day basis that don't ask for help. If they're struggling, they're going to struggle, and they're going to figure it out until they get through that struggle. And look, kudos to all those people, because I am trying not to be those people, but I was one of those people. And now that I'm kind of like, I'm not going to say I'm past it, but now that I understand that I am that person, I'm trying to do so much better to make sure that I don't go back to being that person. I'm not saying if I need help, I'm...
Hands up, cash out.
Hey, grow sisters, you don't hand it over. That's not what I want. But I do want to feel comfortable enough to reach out for help when I need it. And one thing that comes to mind, because when I first time, not the first time obviously, but when everything happened and I was trying to, you know, get back into it, I reached out to, you know, a network of people. And I assumed because we had a history or whatever, like finding placement just for even for the time being, would be simple, because I came from a background of people who, you know, worked in staffing or worked in sports or worked in things that like I was at least interested enough in to be able to like keep me afloat till I figure out where I really want to be. And a lot of those phone calls and texts went unanswered, and I hold no ill will to that. Today, at least, at the time I did, but today I don't. But like the one time that I think about where I reached out to like, yo, I really need, you know, someone to give me a lifeline, not give me a career, not give me some bread, be like, yo, hold that. Nah, give me an opportunity. Give me an opportunity to take care of myself and take care of what I gotta take care of until I can figure out my next steps are, or at least see if, you know, what happened over there was savable, salvageable. You know what I mean? And, you know, the calls went unanswered, the texts went unanswered. And that's cool, man. That happens. But looking back on it, like today, it's super calm. You know, I don't feel a way about it like I thought I would. But at the time, boy, was I upset. I was mad. I was like, nah, you have this roll up, and you know I can do it because we've worked together. Regardless of how this ended, you know my body. You know what I've done. You know what I can do. I would assume because we've done it together. And someone's like, nah, man, you know what? Not right now. This is not the role. I don't think this is the role for you. I don't think this is the role for you. That's what I've heard a lot. I don't think this is the role for you. I think you have more. Like, I don't know what it is, but it's something. And those, like, I don't know, fake lifelines, like, no, you're really good at this, but this is not for you. It's just, is so annoying. Because why? Because it's like, what's even the point of you telling me that? At that point, it probably would have been an easier pill to swallow to be like, nah, you know what? We've worked together, and I just don't want to blur those lines. I could live with that. I could have took that one on the chest and been like, you know what? I get it, bro. That's cool. But the whole like runaround, like, nah, nah, man, you're talented, bro. You did so much things. Like, you opened all these centers and you managed this. Like, why would you want to do this? I feel like this specific role here was close to exactly what you were doing, just on a smaller scale, and you'd probably be good for it. I think I have something better for you. I don't know what it is yet. I'm cooking it up. I'm cooking it up. And then crickets. Because in my head, that sounds like a okay bet. I'll follow up in a couple months, call in a couple weeks, like over and over and over again. And if I had been a different person, I might just sat there and just kept waiting for that cook up we're talking about, that one call, that moment when it all comes together, like we've been talking about, or I should say, I've been talking about. You know what I mean? So like, to bring it all back, that video just really, really like, it put me in a space where I had to think about what transpired and what's happened and where I am today. And if I would do it differently, sitting on this couch talking to you lovely people, I mean, maybe. I don't know what the difference would be. I like where I am today. But more importantly, I'm going to end this with, I really, really like who I am today. And I think that's the most important thing. Like, you guys and girls and people are going to get just a raw, authentic, uncut version of me and who I am. And not only myself, because it's not about me talking to y'all for 10, 20, 30 minutes. The people I speak to, my one request for anybody who's, and I thank you guys, already mentioned, is that I want to come talk about some stuff. Just be real and uncut and authentic. Obviously, things you might not want to say, bring up, Ray, blah, blah, blah. Hey, man, we can discuss that, but I just ask, when you come up here, we're here to share. And we're here to be honest and be uncut and be genuine. And that's what you're going to get from me, that's what you get from my guest and everyone I work with. So, again, more of this to come. It's only going to get bigger and better as I move through this and I understand not only what it takes, but how to do this properly, and more importantly, what format I want to do this. Because how I want to give you all this information, how I want to share it with the world, is something I fully control. I don't have anybody over my shoulder telling me, nah, you can't do that. There's a barrier there. There is no barriers to this, and that's what I love the most. I've been confined to, like, I mean, whatever. No, I'm saying how I say it. I felt like there were a lot of times where, like, I had control, but not as much as I would have liked. And I could say what I want to do, things I want to do, but there's always somebody to be like, nah, it's not, that's dumb, you fucked up, and then, you know what I mean? That's just in general. This is like working for anybody. Even if you're a boss, you have someone to go back to and report to. You have partners, you have people you have to fulfill obligations to. And here, my only obligation is to myself and giving y'all the real honest truth about things that's gone on and things we're going to share and things we're going to get into. And hopefully we're going to grow together as a community. We can do so much more things. And eventually I'm gonna drop an episode. I don't consider this an episode. This is long, but I don't consider this an episode. This is, again, just more of an introduction of what you're going to get out of this and what this will be. And again, I'm just so fucking excited to share with y'all. I'm so fucking excited to share with y'all how great this feels to me. So I set out to say thank you. Y'all be safe. Welcome to my couch. Welcome to In the Gym with Jim. And I'm going to see y'all again, man.